Evening, everybody. It's 6:01 on Tuesday night. This is your closing comment. It is video number 1691. Okay, today was a mess. I don't understand why people were surprised. We laid out exactly what Powell was going to say, and that's exactly what he said. Um, and it took the wind out of the market, a market that was already a little bit overbought from the last 3 or 4 days to the upside, almost about 130 Standard and Poor's handles. And today we gave back 62 of them. Yesterday we were up about 30 and finished up 2, and it carried over into today, and it was not even the worst market that there was. Dow down 575 or 1.75%. That's the biggest loser. Followed by the S&P, as I said, 6205 down 1.53%. Followed by a tie between Nasdaq down 145 and change or 1.25, and the transports down 188, another 1.25. The one that led the way on the downside yesterday was the Russell, and it finished the strongest, down only 1.1%. Advanced declines on the NYSE were 4 to 1 to the downside, 2.6 to 1 on the downside in the NASDAQ, and volume was a little higher at 5.3 billion. We've been running in the 4.8 area, so that's a 10% increase in volume, and you can count on it was all on the downside. The only thing that was up today of any consequence, and I screwed it up this morning by saying it was Deckers. It wasn't. In fact, I was right the first time. It was Dick's, who beat top and bottom line, gave solid guidance going forward, and this morning it was up 820 or 6.2%. It managed to close 146.78, up 1464, up 11%. So basically doubled the gain from early this morning. Thor, which was down $10 at 82.52, gained back some of it. It only closed down 5.30 or 5.7%, and that was half of what it was this morning. Going in the other direction, we had Rivian, which this morning was down $1.04 at 16 and change, finished down 2.50 at 14.63. Also, Cara, which missed top and bottom. It had already gotten hammered by 30% this morning at 710, down 292. It finished the day 640, down 362 or 36%. Affirm. Whoever thought at the top of a market that buy now, pay later was ever going to have a problem? Well, it's got a problem now. What could possibly go wrong giving people interest-free credit coming into Christmas? In the meantime, the stock had a high of 176, made a new low at $8.62 last week, closed the day today at 12.08, down $1.09 or 8.3%. That's pretty damn ugly. Okay, and another winner, but I find a lot of fault with it. Weight Watchers, WW International. From yesterday's low to today's high was 346 to 720. Over a double. Closed at 676, up $2.94 or 75%. What's interesting here is they bought this company, which is a teledoc kind of company, for $106 million. Weight Watchers has 70 million shares outstanding, and with today's action, its market cap gained 195 million 600. So they spent 106 and they got a return on investment of 95% or 90%, which is, a great return. The problem is that this Teledoc type company deals in all of the drugs. They have doctors. You can actually get a prescription for any of those new weight loss drugs that, in point of fact, are not really weight loss. They're really for diabetes. And I saw during the day several stories about shortages, both on CNBC and on Fox and on my local news. People complaining that they needed to live. They go to their pharmacy and there's none available. So that's a pretty big problem considering that it's more vanity than anything else. And frankly, you know, the drugs that they're talking about currently to be weight loss specific are not yet approved. And these drugs, like Ozempic and a few others that you see TV ads for all the time, are not paid. They have no payment code for copays for off label use, which is what this is. And last but not least, you have to continue taking it in order to keep the weight off. So, all in all, you know, I would tell you what it is, but I don't want to swear. Okay, also, the 2 and 10 inversion crossed a dollar. It is now 103. So that's pretty ugly. And the chart on the screen is the dollar. And this is the last thing that you want to see when you have massive amount of debt. You want to be inflating out of it with cheaper dollars. The dollar in the past 5 days has gone from par, or closer to 101 actually, to today's high at $1.05.60. So now it looks like we're getting ready to cross the MACD. We've come back to the 50% fib retracement from the low to the high that we had in September up here at 100 and almost 115. 50% retracement and hangs there for 4 weeks and starts back up. This is a problem. It's a problem for international trade for us. It's more of a problem, though, for those companies doing business outside the US. But besides that, it crushed the gold down 35. It crushed the silver. Gold down 35, by the way, was barely 2%. Silver down 93 is close to 5%. So now they're reopening and it's slightly lower. That's why you saw that change from minus 93 to minus 3.9 cents. Oil was sharply lower, heating oil, gasoline. The only one of the complex that was up was nat gas, was up, 11 and a half cents. And that's only because there's less gas captured when there's less drilling. And as the price of oil was down almost $3, 288, and now another 31 cents, so over $3 from last night's close, it hurts. And, as is usually the case, prices go up in the elevator and come down on the steps. So I'm going to guess we're not going to see much there. So up $1.27 in the dollar. Bitcoin was down a little. and is up 90 today. And the bonds were up a half a point, so lower rates, which you would not expect to see the dollar push higher with, and is up slightly tonight. Also, there's a great deal of talk around that GBTC and Ethereum, ETHE, uh, did well in an appeals court today, talking about uh, reversing the case that they have against the SEC for not allowing them to turn it into a closed end fund or even an open end fund with like an ETF. And currently, the discount there is about 40%. So if you buy GBTC, you're actually getting a 40% discount on buying Bitcoin. Same situation with Ethereum. So that's where we are. Okay, tomorrow we have mortgage index at 7 a.m. ADP payrolls, employment changes at 8:15. 8:30 January trade balance or negative. At 10 o'clock, the jolts, the job openings, and at 10:30 the weekly crude oil inventory. So hope you had an okay day, didn't get too badly hurt. There were none of my sectors in the green. All right, everyone, I'll be back first thing in the morning.